cruising on down Main Street.
Let me,
Going to the DBA.
go ahead
Hello.
and, like... We'll give it a minute here because this is an unusual thing.
Unusual thing, unusual time.
Oh, did I move Suki?
Unusual place.
Did I move
Mhm.
Suki? Oh no, did I move Suki? I don't think I did, but I need to make sure. No, I did
Need to
move
make
Suki.
sure.
I remember moving him in relative position to Lilin. Understood. Locked on. All
Then
right.
is actually
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So hey guys.
My soul.
And welcome to episode. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Hey everyone. Welcome to another iteration of DBA Downtimes, a spin-off or offshoot of our weekly tabletop RPG run in the anime campaign or Epithet System known as Destruction Bench Agreement. These downtimes are more so, if you're around here, you may know of data bounties, which are essentially a challenge battle mode for us here. And if that's taking the tabletop RPG aspect of combat and, just purely focusing on that for the most part, downtimes are kind of the opposite, where for the most part, it is entirely focused on RP and sort of interactions, which, unlike the main DBA series, aren't captured on live television in universe because that's the framing that DBA has. These are just events that are occurring with the characters in universe, and today is a relatively big one because it's a culmination of a lot of things that have been happening, and as you can probably see on the screen right now, there's a metric fuck ton of people here, so yeah. There is one person that it's primarily centered on, though, who is also, the person who's initiating this downtime. We have Poco.
Hello. Pogo, this is one of the few things I've done, and I am a nervous wreck, but yeah, I'll be okay. I originally was supposed to have my friend Zanza here, but he got away due to reasons, so I'm playing Inev and many other people, but probably not just Inev.
There you go. And we have a bunch of other people here. We don't need to go through the entire list because it's not our show here today. It is mainly an Inev thing and our characters here in universe. But I'll at least go down the list here of, hey guys, I'm Patronix Rostin, whichever you prefer. We also got Ballas, Scarlet, Iris, Penny, James, Kakapo, Sam, and Rob. So that's everyone that's here in the chat. Various of our characters are here. There are characters of some people that aren't here, and some that are in Twitch chat, some that just aren't in general, and people, this is, again, it's kind of an event in universe, so a lot of characters are coming to see it, and honestly, it's kind of a wonder that this isn't turning into a DBA session, but that's how downtimes work, so, whoops. But there we go. If you guys are new around here and you're enjoying yourself and you want to know when, where, how, why, you can catch more of the stuff we're doing here and perchance get the context for downtimes and events such as these, make sure to join our funky Discord server. Fine dining! Ah, there it is! Click the link. Who, again, Patronix or Austin, I am also streaming this today, so if there are problems with it, let me know, and I will do my damnedest to fix it. But I've learned that oftentimes when problems arise with streaming, it's not something I can control. But we'll see. Regardless, I believe, I think you're good to introduce what's going on here, Poco.
Making sure I'm heard. I'm nervous. Okay, so now this was Ina's idea. They got this funky knife some time ago, and they've done some research. They also decided they want to kind of share the research and maybe get some other people to help. Now that happened before the events of them becoming melted, so that got delayed quite a bit. But now they've picked it back up through the help of many people. A lot of people actually helping out. Inev has been able to rent what was originally supposed to be a very tiny room of the DBA to this center and get quite a crowd of people. And yeah, if right now it's getting close to the actual time itself, if anyone wants to do any sort of interaction with their own characters, feel free to, for whatever reasons they wish to. And otherwise, when it all calms down, or just after a few, I will do my presentation.
I imagine if you let us all talk to each other, the presentation will never begin, so I think you should just do it.
That is fair. I was mainly like 2 or 3 at most, if people want to do beforehand for any reason. Otherwise, I can move straight to presentation.
Yeah. If anything, this isn't even necessarily an interaction, but you know, as stuff goes on in the main auditorium, as we lead into what's going on here, we could probably, you know, the theoretical camera, very theoretical this time, again, not streamed in universe. The theoretical camera, you know, swooping backstage, showing Yuzuki handling the backstage stuff, and then combo of the 2 other Craftworks and Simone sort of working out shit, making sure everything's going to plan as they all agreed to help out Inev.
Yeah.
And then we can probably, unless someone else is really dying to jump in and say something, we can probably get right to the main event and save all the chit chatter for after the presentation if we have any.
I mean, we can just zoom around the perimeter by saying Blackberry and JoJo are just helping with the food distribution for people. Artemis and Star Knight are guarding the door. Mr. Spider is engaging in capitalism. So, as is Ashley, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There are monkeys.
There are many people here. Yeah, if there isn't much there, we can probably slide over to the one of the darkened areas, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
No. Why would you do that? No.
Why?
In this little makeshift area, the speaker is definitely here. And the shadow is not actually there, but I figure it'd be of interest. Where Inev is looking at the mirror, kind of holding the knife in their hands, taking a deep breath. Okay, it's fine. We can do this. Just remember, nervousness is just another form of excitement. You just gotta take those butterflies and make them in the formation. Yeah. Okay, it's fine. Everyone says I'm gonna do good. I'll be fine. Not gonna get nothing's gonna go wrong. Okay, let's do this. And they wiggle by.
We're getting a sneak peek every time it moves.
I'm still shocked how much leeway we've gotten with such an old design.
Friend's gonna slide over. To kill the music to represent that. Fancy.
Oh,
Ooh, hell yeah.
And where is it? So
I-
curtain opens,
That's actually one of the more impressive Roll20 tricks I've seen.
the lights turn on,
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
and we have a lad.
Ah!
Hell yeah.
Look at this lad, so much less melty.
they're
So-
hiding really.
Yeah, which devil deal is that one coming in for?
I like to imagine it's like the Simpsons thing where we walk out and there's just like clips holding all of the melty bits behind him on his back.
So Inev walks out. Let me go find the proper music, because as you can tell, I've never done this before. So
You're doing great, honey.
thank you.
That was Blackberry from the back.
Yeah, from the
She's like
Blackberry.
holding up a phone, like a
And then-
camera, like some sort of like mom at a child's piano recital.
So Inev
Look
walks
at him.
up.
So dapper.
Yeah, Inev is actually in a suit, kind of the same style hat, but is actually in a nice outfit. And they say, "Hello, everyone. I'm Inev. Well, thank you all for coming down and coming out to see my little presentation. This is the first time I've ever kind of done something like this, but I've had a lot of help from a lot of different people, so thank you very much." And I give them a little round of applause, probably. Eve gets a little bit of clap for them.
Zenith in the back row is like, yeah!
But I guess the main thing is I should probably get to it. So I'm here. I'm going to be doing a little presentation. I'll try to explain as much as I can. And if people have questions, I'll answer them after the main presentation. So Inev turns around to one thing. Save, and then I'm going to. I hope this works. Please roll 20. Work with me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, for that, anyone who's not in GM mode, hop over to my NPC folders and click the first slide. I think for the players, it's popped up properly.
Yeah, it's popped up.
Yeah, it's here.
Okay, so
We've got
Okay.
PowerPoint.
we have.
Yeah, this was Simone's
We have
contribution, yeah.
I'll use my psychic powers to make power.
So
No, it's because she's a high schooler.
You're right.
I guess to explain the knife, I gotta explain where it came from. So, in DBA, the Destruction Bench Agreement, the main show I'm from, episode 100 was one of the more life-threatening episodes for DBA itself, I suppose. Not that DBA is certainly not life-threatening in a lot of episodes, but in this one, a certain individual known, his name is Every, he was hired to come and essentially take DBA and end it, so that way people could start selling the episodes as a box series. I think some kind of capital profit thing. I don't understand. No, anyways, Every basically went and took the entire DBA up, and a lot of us, including myself, were there, and essentially trying to fight him and get him to bring DBA back down before we went out of orbit. So we were mostly successful, especially when a lot more people came from inside the ship. I don't know how they got there, but apparently got thrown up. But and essentially we were winning. There was a lot of rock lobsters. There's a lot of teamwork and everything, and then something happened. Every almost bursted out of there with a rainbow of power, in a sense. And the main thing that had changed is that he was looking a lot better, in a sense, but also he had something stabbed into his heart. The knife. It kind of points at the little thing. He started to display powers of various DBA contestants. I definitely know this both from just watching DBA and for anyone who doesn't know, my epithet's borrowed, so I tend to borrow other people's powers, and he was displaying things that were entirely other people's powers, and I'm not sure if he really knows them or anything. The other interesting thing is that he's a Mundi. I was borrowing from Every during the combat, and his main thing was utilizing ki and some like show manipulation. It was kind of interesting, but he didn't have any power like that related to that until he took that knife to him. And we continued to fight, and we managed to actually win, shockingly. But in the scuffle before he fell off, I was able to grab the knife. I tried to grab it and see if I could maybe turn back or turn off what was happening, but it just kept going. And though he fell off, he, he supposedly lived. Considering at the end of the episode I had to rewatch it, but he managed to survive the entry to reorbit, so whatever power that was is kind of crazy. And I had that knife for a couple episodes from there, and I didn't really know what to do with it until about episode 1-7, where I went to the space station. And then I've been researching it since then. I've been talking to various people and such. Several of you are actually in the audience that I've talked to. And I appreciate your help with everything. Inev kind of gives a little nod to the various people that have helped Inev with this journey. And I've been researching it some more and more. And other people have approached me and such until I kind of had my little class up problem. Side note on that, I'm still recovering from that, but I'm getting better. And kind of does a little like yeah kind of thing, showing that they're solid appearing. But I guess the main thing is the knife isn't technically the name of the knife. I figured that out, and I think, at least for this case, it might be better if... I was trying to do a smoother transition, but Roll20 is being a monster.
20's a little bit of a bitch.
But I guess I could start using its real name. The fourth relic. Appeared.
No, Christ.
So, the fourth relic is actually a part of a 7 relic set.
Digital came on.
So, and I managed to get it researched, and the simple description was that it's an otherworldly ceremonial blade made of something called Pendesian steel from nearly 5,000 years ago. And apparently humanity's been around since like 4,000 to 6,000 years ago, I think I've researched. So it's very old. And through some testing, it seems to be like a normal 5 damage knife, but the activation of the knife and its qualities and such is very, very specific. And the individual using it's not something that can be easily replicated. 2 of the people who have actually tested it are Every and a data reconstruction of a certain individual. Has a flashback to Kayvon. And with episode 100, obviously we saw what happened when it worked with Every. But with the data reconstruction, it was not planned, but when the data reconstruction used the knife, they instantly died. It might have something to do with the fact that you're stabbing yourself in the heart, and that's how you die. I think that's something that someone has said before. But what I do know is that the knife has something to do with some kind of like spatial channeling or warping, which is not what I originally expected. I expected it to be something more along the lines of like copying and such, but it's apparently something else. And it's not necessarily magic or like shadow realmy or anything. I've tested both. It's, I guess, supernatural is a better way to explain it. And while it's like not indestructible like some things are in DBA, it's very, very, very nearly. I actually had a friend of mine, Donovan, come and help me before, and if it's okay with him, could he come and test it again?
Yeah.
Woo, Donovan, yeah! Whoa, yeah! Whoa!
Donovan unsheaths Atlas. So, I don't know about Pandesian steel or whatever Enev said, but this sword is a thing called a legendary blade. Effectively, like, I don't know everything about them, but a legendary blade, under any circumstance, cannot be broken. It's the most durable thing that can ever exist, more or less. And he then just kind of tosses it, catches it in his hand. I'm incredibly fucking strong as well. So,
Roaring applause.
Just kind of gestures to Enev if and when he's ready.
Mm-hmm. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah. So whenever I do this, he focuses and has Atlas activate its weight increase so that he can get some extra damage in on it. Swings down on the blade, a resounding just clash sound as the metal reverberates. Some sparks come off. You might not be able to see it because it's very, very, very minor. But he then just takes the legendary blade perfectly fine, then just takes a step back so that Enev can continue.
Thank you. Yeah. The blade is incredibly durable. It's made of the Pandesian steel, as I kind of mentioned before. It's some kind of, obviously, is material. It's not quite a metal, and it's not quite like a crystal. It's definitely weird. It's not any known alloy or combination thereof in like this world or Shadow Realm. I had an expert in Shadow Realm at the time help me look into that. So it's some other material entirely. I've been doing a little science and such. It's like a noble gas where it's like really, really pure, but it's also a solid. Tar. And the other thing we learned is that it's incredibly durable to heat. So it's got properties that are practically backwards in any sort of normal logic. And then kind of zooms in on the blade. There's some inscriptions on it. It's another of these little symbols. They're not words. They're like how some languages have multiple meanings or multiple like sayings in a single symbol. It's kind of like that, and it comes out almost like a little like poem or lyrics or something. And it's someone plunged a dagger deep into God's chest, and when he groaned, it laid our entire civilization to rest. When he pulled out that dagger and marveled at the pain he could create, we stuck another in his back and sealed creation's fate. At the time of figuring this out, thanks to a friend, we thought there was maybe 2 of them. We didn't know that this was the 4th of 7. And that there might be... This is a whole set of them. And then from the ship itself, every ship, which when we won in episode 100, there was an incident and the ship detonated, and most of the rubble got swept away. But I, with some friends, managed to actually get a piece of it. And we found some stuff that's kind of unsettling. I managed to get the travel log, and it seems to be able to warp. It like the ship can move between different planes of existence. There was a lot of planes I didn't know of. But there was a couple like Crimson Hell and such that it's been to. So the ship clearly had a way to move between dimensions, and then the ship actually had a manufacturer and such, but until I learn a little more about them, I'm not going to share them out loud. But nothing of this level, at least, has been properly made, and the data manufacturing is 15 years in the future, which leads to the question of that this might be from the future to the past, at least the ship. Just opens up even more problems. And through all my searching and such, one of the other things I found out is that Mercadia is tied to the knife somehow. The person I talked to is not sure exactly how, but the fact that they were moving around and they were actually being visible is concerning. So, from there, that's kind of the extent of what I've learned. Next question, though, is figuring out what I can learn from there and where I can take this information I have. Not sure how far it's going to go or not.
Blackberry applauds.
I've been getting into these things called memes.
So
This is just an actual picture.
Yeah.
The wiki.
Yeah.
So, here are just some of the ideas I have and things I'm thinking of doing, at least. Nothing set in stone, and again, I've kind of paused for the second, but I want to get back into it. That, like, ideas I'm having of, like, maybe getting in touch with long-lost beings and seeing if any of them know of the knife or know of what it's related to and such. I've talked to a few of them, and not everyone's happy about it. So it has some the knife and those related to it have some bad history. And I'm not sure what's happened exactly to after the events of 100, but maybe he or those related to him might have ideas or thoughts of what the knife is. So I figured that talking to those in the afterlife, because I unfortunately visited once, not intentionally, kind of thinks back to the time they died. They might be able to help. I've talked to a few of them. Hopefully they might find something. And then, obviously, traveling planes is a big thing. I need to talk to people who know how to travel them safely and have been to many of them. I know I think there's at least one or two people who know anything related to it and might be able to go directly to the right place. And for all my borrowings and such, I don't have any way to travel like that. And even if I did, I'm worried I'd probably hurt myself or get lost, so I need to talk to people. I know there's the space police, and I'm trying to talk to them, but anyone who has any ideas or anything would definitely be helpful. And then there's also the time police, if this is really from the 15 years in the future. I don't know if that's like breaking time laws or something. I haven't read up on them, but I figured that might be worth talking to them as well. And then just general research, and if anyone on the companies and people that are related to this, if again this is from the future, that means that they exist presently. And I've done some research and some of it's already lining up. It's worrying, but I just hope that I can get some people who can help me. Yeah. But kind of clicks off the thing. That's pretty much everything on that I know of and what I've done with the knife. If anyone at all here or elsewhere or anything has any ideas or any information or anything worth helping me with, I'm trying to research this knife and things related to it, and I'm trying to collect the full set. Even if it's dangerous, as this knife is. It's maybe not the best thing to go towards, but it's something impactful in my life, and I wanna show that I'm learning, and I can take all this that I've learned from DBA and from everyone who's taught me and put it towards something good. I don't know. I can try to figure out payment and such for people who want to help me. I'll do my best. I'm definitely resourceful, though. A lot of my payments will probably have to be after I'm better, since I'm not 100%. If anyone has anything, just go to DBA. I've got a permanent resident, the Red Med Ward. But with how these relics are definitely something. I just want to figure this out. So, thank you everyone for coming down and for listening to me, and I hope I can talk to people and figure this out, and hopefully DBA doesn't have to deal with any more problems than they do on a episodic basis. Gives a little bout.
Thunderous applause, I assume. I can assure you that Emric is whooping at that and clapping.
Big clappy, yeah.
Yeah.
The lad.
Poco went first.
Yeah.
Poco went first making Inev. I have a funky idea for a permacopy character. He's Lil Blue Mage, Poco now / Inev now. Like basically at the center of one of the largest DBA breweries in the
Yeah.
Basically having their own little professor.
Yeah, how things have changed, truly.
It's
Question
something.
time.
Yes. If anyone has any questions, I can try to answer them as best I can.
Cheshire will raise a hand first.
Well, should we
If you can.
roll initiative as a question?
You know what? Yeah, if you have a question you want to ask, roll initiative. Let's go with that.
Yeah, because it'll be easier that way.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go.
Nice.
Oh, sorry, Ballast, because I cucked your question.
God, I'm bad at asking questions, but I'll roll anyway. So.
It can be anything. Don't worry.
Why are you so small?
Tiny baby has a question.
No, I'm just using her as the.
Because Penny's a tiny baby.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything? Otherwise, I'll just start from the top.
If we're, I guess I'll ask, do we want to do this as a per representation per player, or do we want to do a per character thing? For initiative, anyway.
I think it will be like...
We should do it by player, IMO.
Yeah.
That's what I
Probably
figured,
by
but just
player.
wanted to make sure. Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Yes.
sorry I hijacked Alice's question.
Yeah.
I think first, Blackberry, way in the back, would raise a hand and a wing.
Yes.
Well, she then realizes Blackberry really doesn't like shouting or anything, especially from way back here. So she'll sort of fly up in the air and sort of fly to roughly the center of the area so that people can hear her easily. Well, first of all, I think I speak for everybody. Thank you, Inev, so much for everything you've done here. We really appreciate it. My question would be that if this knife is dangerous, and especially if Mercadia, I wasn't there when it happened, but I heard about them. If they're involved and related to it as well, shouldn't we just destroy it so that it can't be used for anything else bad?
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, no, that's a very good question. Yeah, and I've talked to a few people, and as we were talking about, it is very hard to destroy the knife, but it is possible. So, with enough effort or with the right people, I imagine it can be removed, hidden, destroyed, whatever it may be. But
Well, I have a way to destroy it, she says, herself existing. If that's what we all want to do, I think that'd probably be the safest thing, but do you have any other ideas?
Well, it's definitely something that people want. I've already had people approach me, some not so kindly, about the knife. And yeah, it's definitely dangerous, and it's definitely something that probably should be thrown away and has been advised to throw away. And I probably will if I need to. But if DBA is anything, they're gonna call back to it somehow, or somehow get it back. And if it's at least, it's giving like, it is dangerous. But I've been able to keep it so far, and I have a lot of you helping me with that. And I have a lot of emergency ways of getting rid of it. But hopefully we'll be able to figure this out once and for all. And if we can find them all, we can figure out what to do with them from there. If we destroy this one, the others might pop up because it is DBA. I don't know what's going to happen from there.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, which is why I, just kind of tending towards the paranoid option, I guess. But, I'm fine with you keeping it, but just, don't be afraid to let me know if you need a way to destroy it, or let any of us know if you need help.
No, thank you. I definitely will consider it.
She'll fly back over here. That's it.
Okay.
All right. Cheshire, as he gets ready to ask his own question, is just going to start with first off with a comment. And while I do agree with what Miss Blackberry was saying, I also put forth the point that if we did try to atomize it or anything of a similar note, considering it specifies that it is inscribed with a passage on the killing of God, there's any number of side effects that trying to destroy it could bring about as well.
That is fair. I don't want another heart pain thing.
Yep. And after that, he reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out what seems to be a photo, and he just opens up, for a brief moment, opens up Nolvira's page so he can just float on up. Speaking of inscriptions on the blade, this isn't particularly related to this knife explicitly, but more importantly, as you mentioned, you have had a problem going on recently, and I don't know if you noticed it yourself, but I have a tendency to try to look in for details of things of a note, and I was paying attention and saw it for a second, but I ended up having to go back and several times and going in through frame by frame to make sure, and he pulls out the photo and hands it to Inev. Do you have any idea what the symbols on Borrowed's wrists were when it manifested for a moment?
Do you want me to post the image?
Yeah.
Here's a funny image.
It's Nordic in nature, but I don't know if that actually has anything in relation to what it means for your epithet.
Inev takes a look at the picture and kind of narrows their eyes. And Cheshire, could you give me a roll real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you see him almost turn as if to look at something. it's in the like not necessarily like the shadow, but like almost in the space behind them.
Mm-hmm.
But that is all I can. There's like a small wisp of the black and rainbow energy for a second,
Yeah, yeah.
but then they turn back, realizing something, and I don't recognize it. No, I'm no. Kind of looks. They're definitely not related to the runes on this.
Hmm. From what I've gathered, it's just a bit odd, honestly, because as multiple people might know, gestures to Emmerich Venus, a couple other people,
Yep.
very specifically, but in general, a good number of people, I assume, would have paid attention. Very recently, Miss Vanderbilt's epithet has been revealed, and from what I have...
Uh-oh.
or something of a similar note. So I find it to be
Sorry, Ballas.
very
Can you repeat?
interesting,
Can you repeat what you just said? My internet went for a second.
Okay.
The last thing I heard was Miss Vanderbilt's epithet was recently revealed, and
Yeah. And from what I've gathered from the research into this rune, if it is actually related to the Nordic rune in reference, give me a second. I'm pretty sure. I forgot that I actually looked it up and sent it to Poco, and I forgot the actual name of it, so I'm gonna double check that real quick. Chester would know.
Is it like the Osala rune?
Yeah. It's the Elder Futhark Odal rune, also known as Othala. It basically, one of its interpretations to meaning is heritage, inheritance, or inherited estate. So considering the fact that we now know of that epithet, which also seems to be taking in things of itself, I find it to be an interesting, at least coincidence, if it were that.
Is interesting.
Alright, that's the only thing of note that I had to ask, at least at this point in time. Chester
Okay.
then hops back down and goes to sit back down.
Anyone else?
As there's like a little bit of lull and a bit of silence, people can hear like the speakers and everything within everybody's phones and whatnot kind of like turn on as there's like a staticky creaking sound as there's a
hey, what's up? It's me again. I forget what episode I showed up.
107.
oh yeah, and Major Tom kind of, he gets up from his thing a little bit.
I kind of just wanted to say this. I was kind of just curious about what that knife was, because, I'm supposed to know everything. And I didn't know what that was. And now I know a bit more, so that's fun. Man, we all have some fucked up backstories, but, that's besides the point. But yeah, I just wanted to say, that's cool. Bye.
Okay.
and he kind of just disappears.
I was partially expecting, oh geez, I remember back when that thing was crafted.
Yeah.
Oh my
Alright.
God.
I mean, wait, there's still time.
How much the craftsman has improved in his...
No, that's all I wanted to say.
Lala has a dead look in her eyes looking at that man.
He's not a man.
I remember back to John Mercadia the First.
In any case.
Sorry.
This thing's knocked over my room. So I guess it's my turn. So
Oh, here, James.
So Simric stands up and he just raises a hand.
Oh,
So those of us who have like extra planar travel abilities, like where should we apply to help with that?
Well, I generally am at DBA all the time, and I don't have a phone right now. Kind of does a little, but I can talk to people. I have one of my borrowings lets me talk to people across planes, so I can at least start a conversation that way if I've met you. But for people needing to contact me, the DBA Tech Med Ward has a phone that connects to me, or you can just come visit. I think everyone knows to direct me where I am at this point.
Gotcha.
But any help would be very appreciated.
Well, I'm happy to do that and actually put this stupid power of mine to use. So hell yeah. Okay, I'll make sure to contact you.
Okay. Inev takes the phone. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Then next on the docket.
Oh yeah, it's me. All right. Okay. I have one incredibly short one and then one actual one, if you'll allow me to do so.
That's fine.
All right. So, Ares and Jade have their hands up. Ares first is the short one.
Yes. Hello.
Yes. Hi. Just real quick. This knife thing's been very interesting. Thank you. I didn't actually have a question for you. I had just a short message for the green head Donovan guy.
Oh, yeah, he's over here.
Yeah.
Give me a second, I gotta... Oh, you what?
Yeah, don't worry about it now, but I figured I'd do this now before I forget, and before I, just so I don't catch you, just so I can catch you later. My mom's looking for you. Okay.
Who? What?
My mom.
Who? I don't...
Don't worry about it. She'll contact you.
Oh. Okay.
Threat.
I think she didn't hear.
Well, I guess I gotta go take care of the baby.
Anyway, so after that interruption, Jade actually has an actual thing. Yes, so, you said that thing was made out of Pandician steel, correct?
Yes. So.
Well, from what I can tell from the calendars of this time period, I have actually, according to the timeline, I'm actually from about 5,000 years ago. So I'm, as soon as I get any sort of messages back from Zanzer about it, might be able to help you with, helping discover where it was made, how it was made, etc., etc.
That'd be appreciated.
Since, I don't mean to sound like I'm bragging or anything, but I was the empress of an empire several thousand years ago, so I have quite a lot of information that I can impart.
Okay. I hope that you do remember something, because anything would be helpful. I'm wondering if it's from this plane or if it's from another. This will definitely help decide that. Okay. Thank you. And then to Austin.
Yeah, I've decided which of mine I want to do first. So from the back row of the chairs, Pilot's been sort of sitting there, kind of like half dozing off the entire time, and then eventually he shakes himself up, raises his hand.
Yeah.
Hey, Inev.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I was listening and whatever. There's a lot of interesting stuff there. You told them about what I did, right?
Out of character. This is Pilot?
Yeah, Pilot. It's Pilot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're the one who helped translate the runes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure everyone knew it was me. Goes back to sleeping.
I fucking hate this man. I can't believe him.
All right, I have other ones, but we can. That's the one I'll start with.
I like to think he sits back down and there's like silence for 10 seconds. Like nobody says anything.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Bomoli wanted to hop in real quick with something before we continued.
I was watching the stream, but I figured I'd come in and give the one thing that any of my characters are going to do. Esmeralda. I'm actually not in the Roll20, so I'm...
Yeah.
Esmeralda would raise a hand and wait for Inev to acknowledge.
Yes, you. Hello.
Esmeralda would stand and just say, "Now, I believe you said you were looking for help of Reapers, correct? Or
Yeah.
anyone of that age span?"
Yeah, I'm curious if might be related in anything, because I don't know much. I've talked to some Reapers, and I know a few. Some of them are helping me go through their various archives to see if, because they have the whole like archive of people who die and such. I'm not sure if Every is alive or not. I tried to contact him, but I didn't get any response. Then again, he might not want to talk to me. But
I believe this is the sort of thing that would be well discussed with the Ravenfeather family. I would offer my services, but I have been predisposed for the past hundreds of thousands of years. I haven't been keeping too hard of track. And while I would recommend Raphael, he's also out of commission. However, I believe I could get you in contact with other Reapers. Odigos might know something, or any of the Sewards, for that matter.
Any help at all would be greatly appreciated. It'll at least help narrow it down, if nothing else.
Very well. After this is over, come speak to me, and I'll see what I can do to get you in contact with other Reapers. And she would sit back down.
Hell yeah.
Now,
that's all I wanted to do. So I'll be disappearing back into the chat. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah, I've got someone with another question if we're gonna keep going.
Yep. We'll keep going for another round or two. If people run out of questions, just remove yourself from turn initiative or tell me to.
This time Zenith would stand up.
Yes.
Hey there. Glad to see you're doing a little better at least. For those of you here who don't know, I'm Zenith, me and my brother here from the Solstices.
Cosmo would stand up.
Yes. She playfully pushes him back down.
Hey.
We're not really any kind of strangers to. Thank you, Burr. You're a saint. Any strangers to how should I say this? Chasing down cabals of shadowy assholes to stop them from doing bad shit. So if it's a matter of protecting this knife, then well, consider me your girl, but what I want to know most of all is where did you other than that guy, she points over towards Pilot, where did you get all this information on the knife exactly? Because, if it's this wrapped up in all this shadowy underworld shit, then that is a dangerous-ass item, and you gotta be careful where you go prying into.
I've talked to a lot of different people. Not all of them want to be named, but I've talked to a couple of different people. Some of them are in the crowd, some of them are not. A lot of them are for DBA, because that's where most of my friends and acquaintances are. I've gotten through people that way. There are some that are outside of DBA's main circle that have talked to me. But I'm doing my best. And yeah, it's definitely a bit spooky. I haven't tried to go towards anything related to Mercadia and the other shadowy things, but it feels like it's all connected somehow, or at least I've been told that.
Right. She kind of does a pretty big squinty at not all of them want to be named. But you know, and Inev can read like, yeah, she's not buying that completely, but like, or she's kind of sus, but she's not gonna say anything for now. She just sort of folds her arms and sits back down.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Wayne would be the next one to like basically get attention. Two things. First off, he just kind of squints. You're looking a bit exhausted. I want somebody to check you out first before I ask my question or anything like that.
Sweats. I'll be okay. It's good.
Shrugs. All right. Figured I'd ask. Second off, honestly, obviously, I don't know jack shit about this knife, but with how my epithet works, I can basically create things that are fake, and for a little while it'll exist within a predetermined area. If we want, I could try to manifest a book of legendary weapons or some shit if we want to try to see if it could exist in such a thing.
Well,
see if there's
I
a more
definitely appreciate
detailed
that.
entry on it.
Yeah, that could be interesting. There's definitely a lot of weird powers that could work. For example, like with the writing from before with Pilot, I didn't know if there was a way to, but Pilot knew a way to use his epithet to translate it or have the words translate themselves so we could read it. So I'm definitely sure that interesting things like that are bound to be able to do some interesting reactions.
I'll leave that for after everybody's asked their questions. Partially because Zenza's not here and he wouldn't be able to tell us anything, but you know. So
You said that, I just got back.
Oh, hey Zenza. Okay, well in that case, just fucking hops down. Just give me a second. Just slowly walks over. Alright. And he's just going to, with him and Inev in it so that they can both look it over, he's going to use Thought Bubble to try and create a Thought Bubble area within it with just basically a giant list of weapons of weird powers and origin. And then we're going to go over to just either under 7 relics or 4th relic, just whichever entry it would be under. So here's the roll for Thought Bubble, at least to attempt.
Okay. You create a book. Create that book, yeah. You gonna look for the 4th relic or anything like that?
Yeah.
You look through, do not find the knife.
Cheshire steps up. Just in case it's not going efficiently, Cheshire's just going to use his talent to just read through the entire fucking book in a matter of seconds, just in case it's under something else. Just in case,
Yeah. The knife, nor any, relics, like that show up.
Interesting.
Or they're not contained within the book.
At least as can be conveyed with your epithet, that is completely outside of the realm of existence, not recorded in any way, shape, or form. Damn. Oh well. Shrugs. Just deactivates the bubble. Oh well. Figured I'd give it a shot.
Thank you for trying. I appreciate it.
Just leans.
Right,
that's my turn.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
now it's my turn. Mata would kind of just raise a hand and he's a little more subtle about it just because, he's kind of more of a stiff person, but, eventually he'd be noticed and,
yes.
For those who don't know, Mata Pakitara, affiliated with the Bloodstone Island prison, if we're doing introductions. kind of steps forward over here. These people over here. Epithet uses in this area to begin kind of like a feeling, but
So everyone in this area, except
No, Beowulf's
Aquarius,
Monday.
I think.
Beowulf's
Oh
Monday.
yeah, Aquarius and Beowulf for fun.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. He would basically say, now, going off of Blackberry and sort of fear of a knife of that caliber being required, do you have any methods already in place that you could potentially use to, I don't know, sort of prevent a thievery of the knife of any sorts?
Well, I have a few ideas and such, but I don't have any, well, things about it. I'm not going to disclose the exact specifications, because that would just ask people to figure out things, but I will admit it's not quite as thief-proof as it should be.
Do you wish for any help?
Well, I'm more than happy for ideas and such, and I know that you reached out, or at least your boss did before, and I appreciate it.
Yes, and he'll reach out again with something. That's all I wanted to ask. And he would just go back.
Right.
Unmute on your end.
So, my turn, right? So out of the wall behind the screen, a little hand pops up.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
I have a question.
I thought you were joking.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Where's the restroom?
Oh my god.
Gives directions to a restroom. I think it's just in the back around the corner.
It's fine, I'll
Okay.
take them.
Oh, thank you.
Donovan and Brainfuck get lost going to the bathroom.
What could possibly go wrong? Thank
I am
you.
glad I had Ares do her bit beforehand.
Yeah, he's gonna use them into the void.
For the record, I take full responsibility. Episode 74 was a mistake. Sorry. Any punishment you all want to bestow on me while we have the jury here, I mean...
Okay. Then next on the list.
Honestly, you can skip me. Honestly, it's fine.
Okay.
I don't have anything that I would want to say aside from like a Nobel asking if he's just okay. He's looking tired, but then Penny and Asteri, as I said, are using this JoJo cutout to constantly heal him.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
just a small thing, real quick.
Yep.
For you two, yeah, you notice that it's getting tired, and it's still going down.
It's all
You're healing it, but it's going down. It's getting a little faster each time.
It's all good. It's all good. We have something that can help a little bit. Let me just, hold on. I have to see what I'm working with here. It's rolling. It's rolling. I swear to God, roll 20.
Crit fail.
No. This isn't something that can crit fail. There we go. Okay, we got a 9. So I'm gonna try and increase the stamina by 9. Just like. Okay, we'll get back to that later.
Anytime hell begins.
We'll get back to that later. But anyways, for now though, God, I have characters that could ask various things, but let's get the one that's the most important to me out of the way. So after all of this, is going on, eventually Shotel would raise a hand.
Yes.
Yeah, Inev, that's your name, right?
Yeah, Inev the Mirror.
Okay. Once we're done with this question thing, can I ask you some stuff in private?
Yeah, I imagine a lot of people will.
That's it.
Okay. I will ask before I start rotating, is there anyone...
something that they wanted to say?
Then, excuse me. Please speak.
Yeah. All right. So, as things are going through, all the way towards the back of the seating, Kim would raise her hand.
Yes.
Yes. Hi. I don't know how much you remember me, but I was one of the people that helped you get a little bit of information
Yeah.
out of that knife. Kim Rizar. Uh,
It was very
I thought,
helpful.
yeah, a thought came to mind. Now, the conditions when I helped you initially were one thing. Now that I know more, thanks to the presentation and people's questions, and knowledge has changed somewhat, some time has passed. Would you mind if, right here on stage, I tried to see if I could pull anything else?
Yeah, of course. And would be totally fine with her coming up and trying that.
Yeah. Just slide around. Oh god, roll 20. Get up on stage, and I can message you a reminder of how this works if you want me to, Zanza.
Also, since I did send you a question real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
and
my brain is kind of frazzled because of other stuff.
yeah. In terms of Kim trying to pull info, I can quickly message you the how that works again if you need me to.
Yeah, how does your thing work? Sorry?
Yeah, hold on, let me just
The tension. You can cut it with a butter knife.
Too bad this is a real knife.
That's what Inev's holding.
Also, I've just been imagining that the music that's been playing in the Roll20 is just what Rhapsody has been playing, since it is all piano anyway.
Don't ruin what I'm about to do, Penny.
Sorry. Okay.
Day going.
Wonderful weather we're having.
sorry about this. This is secret stuff.
No worries. I hope my presentation has been going good so far.
Yeah.
Sorry if it's just an hour or I don't know how long it's been of just talking.
That's what we want. We want that. We're having fun.
Yeah, alright. So assuming this will help at all, we'll just make the roll really quick. Boop. A 12.
What that? You don't pull out anything that you didn't have before.
Alright. She just holds the knife for a second, focuses. Sorry, I tried, but not getting anything else.
I definitely appreciate the help, and when I learn more, I might try to do another one of these presentations, and maybe then you'll be able to help more.
Yeah. I can't promise it'll, work too many times repeatedly on the same thing, but I can still try whenever possible. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And with that, she'll just go back to her seat.
So, now, does anyone want me to remove them from the turn order?
I
Question
think I
is-
might still have one more thing, so you at least for this one last round, keep me in.
Yeah, same for me. I thought of one other thing that can be that I thought of I can do.
Okay. If anyone wants them removed, let me know. Otherwise, when you're ready, Iris.
I have one last thing, but I feel like it might be better if I let other people go first. unless someone like wants to be the last one or anything. So I feel like we can wait on me if people are fine with that.
In that case, it'll be ballast.
Zenza, what about that thing I sent you?
Yeah, you'd be able to. You know, yeah, try it. Try it.
It's my passive. I don't roll for it. I could post the part.
So you pull it out?
Yeah.
Okay. Pull it out. Looks like the knife.
All right. As a note, Cheshire just stands up again. And considering this is just a recreation from my epithet, I can actually just burn this from the page that this is from, so that way it's actually just gotten rid of without any potential repercussions. However, based on at least the presentation that you have given so far, I have created a page within my book to create my own quote-unquote copy of the knife, if you would like to see if there's some insight that can be gleaned from a replica, if there's any way of doing that.
Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt. I don't know what is thinking about it hard. Definitely be. I don't know how dangerous it would be or how much it would actually replicate its powers. I want to avoid. I want to avoid actually killing someone with it.
Of course. I just figured I'd let it be known that I'm not doing this out of attempting to hide it from anybody or anything of that note. I'm just holding on to it, and I have it in case, if for whatever reason, a second one would be needed. Then Cheshire sits back down, and now you can remove me.
Okay. Maybe.
So I'll add the fourth relic to his catalog.
Ominous. Alright. For our friend Gekable.
Hello. Alchemia would raise her hand. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I would like to ask, that's the fourth relic, right? That's what it's called, officially?
This is the name I've been given. I don't know if it has a different name specifically, or if it is just called the fourth relic. I assume it's not the only one besides these 7 relics.
Yeah. I would assume so too, and that makes me want to ask, what do you think would be the most common... What have you noticed about this... about the fourth relic that would be extremely striking in something else? Like... Because my thought process is, if we need to find any of the other relics or whatever, because who knows what they're capable of, it might be good to start off with what we know about the knife and transfer to them others. Maybe they've even shown up in other DBA episodes. But where would you say we could start with that?
That's certainly possible. A small tangent from that. The main reason I was able to learn from a friend and then from myself after an interaction with Florin, looks away at that, is I have something called the Master of Appraisal, which allows me to appraise things and generally get like a name and some base information on it. And the more that I know, the more that will actually come up for it. I'm happy to help appraise things for other people as just a thing or for in exchange for help, obviously. More than happy to learn. I've done it with a lot of people's stuff. But that was the main way I was able to learn about it. I guess for anything else without it, maybe the runes and such, points to them. I don't think I've seen anything else like that before. I'm not sure if the Pandesian steel is always this bluish color, or if it's a different color or something. I won't know until I have another relic.
Okay. Actually, now that I'm here, I'm just gonna do some theorizing time. Hey Zanza. So I'm just gonna ask you, if you will allow me to give me a roll for this, Does that have any similarities to this relic?
Nope.
Any at all? Okay. Alright, seems I've... Okay, that doesn't seem right. Okay, thank you, Inev.
Of course. If you think of anything, then let me know.
Yeah, she nods, and...
You wish to be perished from the turn order?
Yes.
Okay. It's on it.
Alright. So Naomi would raise a hand.
Yes.
Alright. So we know that thing's a relic. And you know, it's also a knife. Do you know, like, do you know if there's any other uses that it has? Have you figured out, like, the full usage? What's the word? Capabilities of the knife?
Inev kind of shakes their head. No, the biggest obvious use of it was on episode 100, where Every used it. And
Alright.
It's... Oh, yes?
Well, I was gonna say, just a follow-up thing, just to lead into my next thing. Sorry to interrupt. Is it considered a weapon? It is a knife.
I look to Zanza on this, considering...
I'm not going to give an answer to that.
That's fair.
That's up for you to decide.
I don't think this is technically a weapon. It does specifically say it's a ceremonial knife.
Yeah,
I think it's related to some sort of, maybe a ritual or something.
If you don't mind me interrupting, during this, Beowulf would raise a hand, right? If you'd want, I could take a look. I know my way around swords.
Well, see, that's the thing. She spends her movement action. If I'm in this mode, if something is a weapon, I can learn its full usage capabilities.
It kind of looks at both. I wouldn't mind both of you checking it out, and if it is a weapon, then that might help, but...
Inev just throws it into the crowd.
Immediate fist fight over
So, Naomi, you know, she'd walk up. I'm too lazy to move through all the way up the stairs, so I'm just gonna move upstairs.
Just fast travel up both of you. It's fine, both of you can look at it.
Yeah. This is not Beowulf's current stat total. Fixed. Alright, cool.
Alright, so who wants to go first?
Well, you can go first, Miss Shen.
Alright, cool. Thanks. So if Inev would allow Naomi to hold it, as it says in this passive, allows her to understand how to use any weapon upon first picking it up.
Zanza?
I'm sorry, what? Oh, do you learn anything when you pick it up?
Yep.
Nope.
Do I learn? Nope. Alright. Not a weapon. At least not made for it.
Die.
Alright.
She'd pass it to Beowulf, just to see if he can glean anything from
Let's
it.
see if
He
I
just
learn
takes
anything.
it and instantly is like, nope, hands it to him.
Yeah. Well, it's not a weapon.
I thought you were gonna say takes it, instantly stabs himself in the chest.
Yeah. But, well, if it's not a weapon, that's one thing, but swords can be used for all kinds of things. Let's see if I can take a little gander.
Venus blinks.
I'm just gonna say no, because that's probably not high enough to get anything.
I think this is a knife.
Yeah, no. I think all that you guys have been saying is totally correct. As he hands it back over to Inev.
Alright. Well, since I think you're a blacksmith, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
you have to, Austin.
Naomi is just waiting for him to walk down the stairs.
On
She
the
is
stage, in front of everyone. Come on.
Well, that's the thing. He's not so confident about that part.
Yeah.
Actually, Miss Shen, if you don't mind, as we're all wrapping up, can I talk to you for a second before you leave?
Huh? I mean, yeah, sure.
All right, cool.
It wasn't a no.
Listen, it's just talking. Nothing's happened yet. Don't worry about it.
Echo stares at him. Just like...
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Echo would give the. I don't even know if it would be half mocking or half genuine, but thumbs up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him.
With thumbs up back, like, you know, like, I'm gonna give it my shot. I'm gonna take the shot.
It's probably not gonna work, but you know, good for you.
I'm still gonna take it.
Bellis, don't
Bellis.
reveal Bellis, don't reveal Xan's secret ending in chat.
All right, that's all I had. You know, just to clarify whether or not it was built to be a weapon or not.
Okay.
You can remove me now.
And then to Awesome.
Yep. Well, I got the Beowulf thing out of the way, so let's do the other one. So, shifting back over to Cosmo for a second, who I should note hasn't sat back down since standing up with Zenny, would raise a hand.
She's just rolling her eyes.
Yeah.
Alright, well, Enev, I've heard quite a bit about you before, and of course I'm learning a lot right now. Let me tell you, this sounds like one hell of a thing. Zenny said a lot of what I was already gonna say, but I don't know. To be honest, this is pretty exciting to me. And I think I have a thing I might be able to help us out if I do this well. And he's just gonna, excuse me, sir, just walks past Burr, with, you know, little rocket propulsion on his feet as he jumps himself up here. Now all this stuff about time travel and all this criminal underground stuff, I know more about that latter one, but again, it's all exciting. And if we're looking for somewhere to go, I might be able to do something more than this, but I think what I can do is at least get us in the right direction. And what I'm going to try and do is use Reach for the Stars, and specifically go for, I believe you pronounce it Pyxis? The compass on the Argonaut ship.
Pisces.
Is that Pisces?
Oh wait, Argonaut ship? Fuck, sorry, my brain.
Yeah, no, that's
autocorrected.
Yeah, Pisces
That's my
is
fault.
the fish.
Yeah, this is how it's said. Or how it's spelled.
Yeah. It's
so
either Pyxis or Pixis.
Regardless, it represents the compass on the Argonaut ship. And so, not necessarily trying to glean information, but I'm going to try and create a compass that could potentially point Enev in the direction of where to find more information. So let's go for Reach for the Stars. Considering this is the circumstance, we'll just pay 10 stamina for it, why not? Let's, there we go. That's a single digit. Nope, alright. Well, that ain't working. Well, now I feel like I'm embarrassing myself, but...
Well, you can always try another time. There's plenty of other opportunities.
Yeah, he just sorta... Come on, Epithet. You have... Things been a little bit off ever since I went to that CPEP place. Just shaking his hand a little bit. I'm gonna keep trying this in the back. Just sort of angrily.
I mean, yeah, you could
stomps
take
off
20
here.
on this.
Yeah, he'll take 20 on it as he steps back here. Come on, I'm feeling all good about this now.
Well, maybe after I do my thing, Sansa can tell you how that goes.
And I will specify as it hits
unless
my
he wants
turn.
to tell you right now, I don't know.
Yeah, unless. I will specify, by the way, because I could keep going and having all my characters chime up, but realistically, none of them is really important other than, like, you know, Melagrano shouting out like, "Hey, I'm gonna help you," bullshit like that.
Yeah.
So like, other than that kind of stuff, I will say, if you're cool with it, Poco, I know I said in private with Shotel, but I was thinking I'd like to do that still on stream, just in the backstage area, if you're cool with that.
Okay, that'll be interesting, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can do that.
Cool. So if that's the case, as much as I could have all my other guys chime in, for the sake of time, I'll leave the rest of it to be, just assume everyone's going on. Leon asking if you're okay after what happened the last time. Any sense of the disturbance?
So, yeah, is that gonna be after things are done, or right now?
Streaming questions, I assume.
The Shotel thing.
I assume the Shotel thing will be like right after, real quick, and then we can probably, if no one else has anything, there'll be a small end scene, and then we'll probably end.
Okay.
So you might want to do your thing now, Iris.
Yeah. Okay.
Kill you.
So as the conversation, dies down a bit, and people are probably just murmuring amongst themselves, there's a sudden low note from the piano music that's been playing this whole time, and it stops, but you don't have to stop the track, and Rhapsody would, having gotten people's attention from that, would stand up and raise her hand.
Yes.
Hello there, little one. Do you mind if she sort of hops off of the piano chair and then summons her bow and violin to her hands and gracefully pirouettes up onto the stage, and she scooches up next to Inev. I hope you don't mind, little one, if I steal the spotlight for a moment. I just can't resist a crowd like this,
Sure. Enev's gonna shuffle backwards a little bit. Use this spotlight. There.
She stands in the spotlight and she curtsies before playing a few, chords of her violin for a moment before addressing everyone. For those of you who don't know, well, you will soon, I'm sure. I'm going to be world famous after all. But my name is Rhapsody Symphonia Waltz. It's a pleasure, and she curtsies for everyone. I apologize if I'm interrupting things a little bit, but I have a question here for, of course, our little friend, but it's just as much a question for everyone else gathered here as well, if you don't mind. I know that I am, compared to most here, relatively new to this place. I only joined up fairly recently, and I confess I didn't even really join up to fight or train necessarily. I certainly knew that I would be doing so. I mostly did it as a means to, spread my wings, get out into the world, get my name out there as a future world-famous performer and all that. But that's the funny thing. I'm not really sure any of us are under any illusions that this is a simple fighting tournament anymore. And I don't think it's quite a simple gaggle of misfits here for a silly TV show to see what happens each day. I don't think it's fair to just call it that and move on. So, my question to all of you, and she sort of points the bow towards the crowd. What exactly are we doing here? Obviously, we're here for the presentation, but more than that, what are we doing here in this place? We're talking about this knife and the shadowy events surrounding it, as though we're perhaps a group of crime fighters of some kind, albeit a very large one. But if we are an army, then what is it exactly we're fighting against or fighting for? Or maybe we're simply entertainers. If so, then what kind of story are we all trying to tell together?
What are we? Some kind of...
What are we? Some kind of, no. I'm merely curious because, while we're all gathered here, we might as well address this question. I mean, we're all here for different reasons, of course, and we can't expect to all be cooperating all the time. But for the sake of my own continued future aspirations, and for the sake of knowing exactly what we're getting into, and she sort of does a twirl and then gestures at Inev and the knife. What are we doing here, would you all say?
You know, I think Venus would raise her hand regarding this.
The heroic Vanderbilt. What do you have to say, I wonder?
She stands up properly. I apologize. I wasn't intending to really speak up here, but I joined here to stop evil people from doing evil things and get to a point where I can do so. Get to a point where I can be around people that I can trust to have my back while I do so. I don't know if that is a satisfactory answer to you, but I've made some of my best friends here. I'm sitting next to two of them. And I guess that's my view. I came here for a certain reason, and that reason's been coming along pretty well, all things considered. I don't think that we are united through any one goal. I think that we are at best a coalition, a group, and at worst a bunch of hoodlums that go to a place and ransack it and, you know, kill anyone evil, as it were. She uses air quotes for that part. But we are people who can be relied on. To ourselves, if no one else.
A surprisingly poetic answer. And if
she half blushes, partially because, like, is that meant to be an insult? Do I not seem like the type that could do poetry?
you can't tell. She's just smiling confidently.
It's all right, Venus. Don't
Yeah,
worry. It was
keep
really,
going.
it was really good. She's being genuine. Don't worry about it.
She smiles and plays a few more chords on her violin. If this is a coalition or group of do-gooders, as you say, then is there going to be someone who steps forward and heads that organization, so to speak? And if so, who? Is it you? Is it maybe that future tyrant individual right there in front? Is it
I can
is
say
it this
for
boy with the
goddamn
knife
certain
here?
it's not going to be me for certain.
Who is that?
I am Cinnamon!
Well, that was something.
He is Cinnabon.
He is Cinnabon.
Anyhow,
Gonna
all
lie,
these
he
things
really
need
do
not be
Cinnabon,
answered
though.
immediately, but I was simply curious as to, well, before I know what my place in all of this is, I feel like I should know what all of this is, wouldn't you say?
And, you know, Emmerich would stand up, but Venus already wrapped up, similar to, a lot of what he would probably say. And so, if, strangely enough, it may not be expected, but Leon would raise his hand, right?
No! Do not say we're in a society or that
Scarlet, don't ruin the joke before I
Get understood, motherfucker!
Understood your jonk, Austin. How do you proceed?
Well, how I proceed is by telling the jonk regardless. So, Leon...
That's the attaboy.
Leon stands up. Now, not to be stereotypical, but some may consider this community, perchance even a society. Despite what you call it here, everyone's got their own missions, their own objectives they're doing. A lot of us are friends. A lot of us are here a lot more frequently than other. You see, whoever said that, I gets that. I don't know who said it. You know, that kind of a feeling. We all may be here for different stuff, but there's one thing. When we're all out there doing the things, I like to think usually we're doing things for good. And regardless of even that, this is again, community, society, people ready to support each other, maybe others. I haven't been here the most frequently, but I'm trying to change that. And I'm sure there are plenty of others that have had their lives changed for the better by this place. So if anything, I think we're people. That's what I'd say.
People indeed, she says, sort of, stopping her violin playing. I never thought of myself as someone who is going to step forward and be a hero or anything of the sort. I am literally a phantom thief, after all. But, not that I'm necessarily opposed to it myself, but I wonder how many of us are going to get behind that banner before the end. Still, I've hogged enough of the spotlight now. Why don't you
raise his... Sorry. Ridby would raise his hand.
Is that a question for me?
I just wanted to respond. You know, it was such a great question you proposed. And you know...
Everyone is just, like, looking away as hard as they can.
Holy proposals, Batman.
Go on, Kakapo.
Yeah. But Ridby would just say, you know, to that question, I see us all similar to what my great friend over there, Leon, has said.
True that, man.
People. We're all sort of people. People who've kind of lost their way. Maybe haven't seen themselves for who they truly are. However, this organization, it seems to be able to break people down, but through rigorous improvement, it also builds them back up to better people than they ever were before. You see, I've met people in my life that have made me think better of myself. And I'm sure people here, if they've never been a DBA in the first place, I'd imagine they'd be in a much worse situation than they ever were before. So, it may be a bit repetitive, but if I wish to elaborate, DBA's a place where we can be better. And he sits down.
I have one character who will raise
Also
their
quite...
hand before you're done, Iris.
Alright, also quite the poetic answer, pink-haired man. I think I've changed for the better myself, considering I've spent my entire adult life trapped inside a library, but hey. Yes, James?
So Cynthia.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I knew it.
They're getting worse.
She just stands up and is like, DBA's taught me a lot of stuff, like what sex is. Sits back down.
Yeah.
Rhapsody, like, thumps a hand on her chest and then points out at Binthia. My girl right there. She knows the important things.
Inev.
I've hogged the light long enough, so...
Almost
Yes.
in response to that, Inev would be like, what is... And then they pause, like, what was I gonna say? Never mind.
No, don't worry about it. Anyhow, as I've said now, I've hogged the spotlight enough, but I think this is a question that we'll all continue to answer for ourselves going forward. And I hope, she curtsies again, that you'll have me, and of course our little friend here along the way. And she pats Inev's head.
They accept the pats. They are slightly shorter than they were before.
Uh-oh.
Also, are you alright? You might need to take a rest soon, little boy.
I'm gonna try and give him another 9.
All the healers are doing thing for it.
No.
Yeah,
all the healers are doing double time.
I'm gonna kind of walk past and
This isn't healing, but just since I do see he's getting worse, just gonna bookmark him as he is currently so that he doesn't keep reverting downward.
Uh-huh.
down right here.
All right. That's all I had.
All right. Then, well, thank you again, everyone, for coming. Again, if you want to get in touch with me, just get to DBA or call them or anything, or kind of looks at their phone that they were mysteriously appeared. I guess I have a phone now. I need to figure out how this works.
I don't have a number, but I have a phone.
So thank you. Inev would.
That was one of Chester's multiple phones that has a number attached to it.
Well, that's a good thing.
Hey,
Well, but Inev would.
Inev, if you need help learning how to phone and want to give me your number.
Number.
No. Keep going,
Yeah,
Poke.
Inev would.
Just make Mellow class up right now while you do it.
I could.
Inev would give a bow and back up.
Do it. Do it or you're a coward.
I'm a coward.
First up, what's up?
I'm going to stop that by having Inev do a little bow and allow the curtain to close.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Woo!
Yo!
Applause!
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Yeah, Simone would
But,
run out and try and pat him. Like, oh, come on, you gotta get up, come on.
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Becoming squashed.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. I guess if other people
No.
have interactions they want to do, feel free. But I'll handle Beowulf and Naomi before we head the show down.
Before we
I
do
want
the
to see
Inev
this
backstage.
happen. Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
Oh boy.
Alright. Well, I guess first off, if you'll allow me, Zanza, are you here, Zanza? If Cosmo was essentially taking 20 on doing the Reach for the Stars thing with the compass, would he eventually be able to get that and give it to Inev?
I'm gonna do this the way I've done everyone else's roll. You get a roll, and that represents possibly weeks worth of effort.
Okay.
And that's your one time you get to try it. If you fail, then you just can't.
It's a 13.
Oh, 13.
What was the? What were you
Basically,
saying?
it's not giving any information per se. It's a compass that is pointing towards potential directions, sources of where there can be more information gained on the knife.
I see. You create a compass.
It points to Inev.
It seems to be pointing here.
Yeah. Listen, I gotta give it to him. But yeah.
Now it's here.
Yeah. All right. Hey, I got the thing I was talking about.
Okay, thank you. Inev takes the compass.
He just blasts through the curtain.
Yeah. Please let me know how that goes. I am incredibly interested.
Well, thank you.
Does it keep pointing at the knife, or does it point in different directions?
When it's right now, it's still pointing to the knife.
I mean,
The knife is the biggest source of answers.
Listen, who knows?
It's fine. Now we can find it if someone steals it.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
there you go.
See, I'm solving Zenny's problems, and I didn't even know it. So he'll just, back up. I'm gonna start moving my characters around as they start leaving the building, but
Mm-hmm. So, those who want to do the thing on screen, the little talks, I would recommend doing them now, but I'm generally assuming we're going to start wrapping this up because I still have to do my scene.
All right. Should we do hey Penny, should we do the
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's choose a spot. Where do you? Oh well, I say let's choose a spot. Let's go by the beautiful Triceratops shrubbery. I think that would be a great scenery for this event.
You look like a girl who likes dinosaurs.
Yeah. So it's all good.
Oh, dragons. What?
No pressure or anything, and I know I've been calling you by your name a lot, or at least your last name. Name's Beowulf. Beowulf Rockabilly.
Yeah, hi. I mean, you already knew my name.
Yeah.
Naomi Shen.
Now, I'm just, figured I'd shoot my shot here. I'm gonna be honest. You are an incredibly attractive woman. And I wanted to see, would you be willing to give a guy like me a chance for a date? If not, it's fine. It's totally fine. I just figured I'd shoot my shot.
He's crying. He's crying already.
She stands there, she thinks about this. Like, she genuinely thinks about this for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
So like a date, or like a training date?
I mean,
It
could
be like a fighter or something.
I mean, yeah, it could be either or. I've done training dates. I've done training dates, and I'd be down for trying some, whatever you prefer. If you're down for anything,
He remembers six cracked ribs from the training date with Taketsu.
Yeah. Fractured pelvis.
Their real date impending, but still.
Yeah. Honestly, I could go with training. Yeah, sure.
Cool. All right, I guess we can.
That's not a rejection.
That's not a rejection.
Yeah, that's not a rejection.
It's not a no.
I go out there like.
Yeah. All right, so they can set up a time for just a training session at some point.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. If anyone else wants to do interactions before I show tell it up, I'm good.
How'd I look up there, Red? Pretty cool, pretty suave.
Yeah. No, you were really good. I don't know how you can stand up there in front of so many people.
Please get off the piano! Your mom's gonna be so fucking angry at me!
It's comfortable.
Let her play, coach.
Get down!
And frankly, it's what I live for, dear.
Yeah. She blushes. Ares, in the meantime, does get off, but stands on top of Simric's head.
I thought you were about to say Ares leans in like gay.
Gay, homosexual, gay.
Can't breathe. Don't make me transport us to the gay planes again.
Gains.
I was gonna say ballast.
Jojo, why do I feel like someone's talking about the gay planes?
Simmer just teleports out from under Ares. She falls to the floor.
Next to Wawa, the reliable, safe babysitter to leave her next to.
Yeah. Contrary to her icon, by the way, I do want to say, Lala is, like, dressed up in, like, nice, actual, real clothes and hasn't got, like, a bat or anything. She looks like an actual
She's not
normal
literally
person.
revving up to kill Ares right now.
Exactly. She looks very bored.
But is that everything settled? Can we, as Austin said, show tell it up?
Let's show tell it up.
All right.
And I think there's also a Mata one as well backstage that Kakapo wants to do.
Yeah.
Now, for the sake of it, you guys feel free to keep this music going, but just for myself and therefore stream, I want to get a song up just for the fun mood of it, right? Let me make sure this
In
is
the Roll20, or is it one of your own?
I'm gonna post it in voice list because I didn't like pre-prepare this or anything. I just on the spot, and I like the vibe the song has, so I just want to grab it. Let me grab a different version of it actually. Nice and simple. We got a Persona track. We got a Persona 5 one. This is just what I want to be listening to. So, all right.
Last surprise as she kills Inev.
Yeah, nah. So,
You never see it.
as everyone starts leaving, like Shotel would just be like, look over to Belle. If you're waiting for me, just give me like a few minutes. I need to talk to him.
All right. I'll be here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she'd go up on stage, eventually make her way back there. Hey, Inev.
Oh, yeah. I imagine Inev is getting make sure they're not melting care.
Yeah,
at the moment.
make sure they're not melting care, and also positive reaffirmation.
Both of which are extremely appreciated.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah. I'll talk to you real quick. Thank you again, everyone. I really couldn't have done it without any of you saying this to Penny, Asteri, and Simone.
Yeah, no problem. This was important to you, and I guess to a lot of people. So, I mean, I'm glad I could.
Yeah. Thank you. Definitely need to make it up somehow.
Asteri is just, the hype man. That's all she was here for.
Yeah, yeah. So if that's what's going on, Shotel would just sort of go, and there's really not is there really no fucking private space here?
Well, there's the kind of, through any kind of gestures towards the current area. I was back there. Better
Sure.
than nothing.
All right. Okay. So if that's what's going down, you probably need this, right? You're looking better, but you're still not looking great. Like,
Yeah.
motions to the chair.
Thank you. And we go sit down.
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of immediately tell they kind of almost turn to goo. It's almost like it's like they've got, like, think of like a water balloon kind of thing. A little bit of that, like it's all on the outside but still kind of liquidy on the inside.
All right. I'm gonna give it to you straight, kid. All right. You were mentioning you don't want to give any information on the manufacturer of the ship, right?
Not like allowed, but I know two of them.
Two of them, huh?
Yeah. It's I have to go search for the notes real quick.
Well, you go search for it. Here. One of them's Tangent, right?
Tangent? Notes. Notes, why?
I know Austin posted the music. He suggested. I think Mysterious would fit IMO.
That's fair. I will do that for those who are not.
Inev presses Control F in his mind to try and find it.
Yes, that's basically what I'm doing right now, because it's what was it called, you said?
Tangent fields.
No, actually. It's I can tell you because I'm pretty sure you're not gonna say like blah about it. It was made by the Zomiel Services in conjunction with the Quillpoth Group.
What was the second one, sorry?
Q-U-Q-L-I-P-H.
Of course he'd use Quillpoth, the fucking asshole.
Yeah, Clyde.
I say Quillpoth, whatever.
It's weird because, like, I did a little research on it, and back in 100, when they had like the title card of like the episode 100 and the big side of the ship, their symbol was on the ship, the same one like you could just like look up on their website.
Yeah.
So it's definitely theirs.
Right. Okay. I see. Okay. Now this is more interesting. Because that's the thing, I recognize that symbol too. That's part of the reason I'm fucking here. Here's the thing. I already have a favor that I'm gonna be cashing in with someone here. Detective lady, right? I was gonna have her help me look into this shit. But if you know what's going on, then it'd probably be good for you to be there too.
I would appreciate it, yeah.
Alright.
Anything at all.
Alright. Things are getting a lot more fucky. Which doesn't make my life easier, but at least we're getting closer to something. can I, see the knife for a second?
Yeah. Inev would hand over the knife safely.
Mm-hmm. I don't imagine there's anything, funky, right, Zanza?
What, sorry?
Anything funky? Shotel's looking at the knife.
It's what you've been told.
Alright,
It looks like that.
Just making sure. I don't know.
No, no comments from the peregrine beast.
Nope.
Damn, this is a knife.
Yeah.
I feel like there have been successful lookings into, but I feel like a lot of the time I'm just like, wow, it's a cool knife.
Listen, man, I'm just making sure because
I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying I find it funny.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll keep in contact here because I'll bring you along in that when I go and talk to that lady or whatever. You said that you went to the crash site of the ship, right?
I tried to. A lot of it got burnt up and lost, and I got very lucky with some help to get what I got. But that's about it. All I was able to salvage. Everything else is cleaned up by then.
If everything's working based on the info that I know, then there's a very good chance that something that I know about was that ship being made, considering that it's... I don't know if it's traveling through time and space and shit. That would line up with stuff that I know. At least in importance.
What do you know?
I'll get into it more when we see the detective lady or whatever, but... Where I come from, right? I used to do shit with Tangent thing I mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
And last thing I was doing there before I got axed was going on some mission for them. While I was there, I learned about some big thing they were making deep underneath where I live, where we are. And if it's some big thing, and this is all matching up, some giant ship that's able to travel through time, sounds like something that would be big, important, hiding under a city.
Yeah, it's pretty important. And another thing is, because supposedly is like, he looked very young, and if the ship was made 15 years ago, he'd be way too small. So either he's the current one, or maybe he's from the future and Every is still here, or at least his past self.
If time bullshit's getting involved, then there's no telling where that every guy comes from.
Yeah. And I'm worried going into it's definitely going to require some professional help, or at least someone who knows what they're doing with time and space. Lots of stuff.
I don't know about all that, but in terms of professional stuff, I like to think I'm good at investigating, but that's why I'm going and getting this detective to help me out. There's a lot of people here. I'm sure there's someone that can do time stuff.
There definitely is. And I definitely want help with the detective and from you, because you seem to know a lot about this.
I guess I do, yeah. Well, this was both more eventful and less eventful than I was expecting. Nothing can be fucking easy. Nothing goes by a single name, nothing just... fucking whatever. That's why we're doing this in the first place. Thanks, I guess. Again, I'll keep in contact. You said you're living at DBA, right?
Yeah, I'm in the med ward right now. Just, if you go to DBA and ask for Inev or call them, they'll direct you or bring you to me.
Alright. I'll probably get to you within the next couple days if you're okay for that, because I've been trying to get this thing with, the detective, but stuff's been happening, so...
Lots of macking on my GF.
Well,
Alright.
thank you.
Yeah, that's all I needed.
Yeah. And I'd imagine as you open the door, this tall, imposing man is just kind of looking at you.
She'd sort of scoff for a second, out of the way, and just push past him, and literally push past him as she
Yeah,
goes
he
back
doesn't
up.
move. He's like a solid brick wall.
Yeah.
But
heads back over to Belle as we can go over to Mata. Yeah.
He just does like a.
Do you think this is going to be a more relaxed music, or what are you feeling? Just.
I have my own track. I have my own track for this.
Alright.
Because we're gonna play Mata's theme. So let me get that real quick because I'm in GM mode and I can just do it myself. So, but yep, here it is. Yeah, so Mata would kind of just on the door, like, or on the wood.
Yeah.
Even
He
though
knocks
it's open,
on the
just-
curtain.
He is the one who knocks.
Yeah.
Come in.
Yeah. You would kind of feel him at first, because, like, Venny's connected to you, right?
Venny is, but very technically, I need to go, I need to check something with Venny that might be of interest. Because
Yeah, we
it's
don't need to go...
affecting, it's affecting epithetical things, correct?
Yeah, but we don't need to go over the semantics. If you wouldn't, then you wouldn't, and you just come in, and yeah, it's Mata.
Hello.
So, greetings, Inev. I'm here to kind of give you a gift from my boss.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
what is it?
Yes. As you said, you need a sort of... You need a sort of way to prevent yourself from having that knife stolen from you.
At least right now, yeah.
Yeah. He sort of has like a small envelope and hands it over. Attach this piece of paper to yourself, and you shouldn't see any problems. You can open it, read it, review it. It's an epithet effect. One of the prisoners there has a special power that could that definitely helps in this scenario.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Should I open it now on stream, or should I do it later?
I mean, no matter what, I'm gonna send you what it says, but Mata would essentially say, now, if you don't like the exact things on it, first off, it will not negatively affect you, but if you still don't like what's on it, we could always send you more. I need to let you know right now that a big weakness behind this paper is that it's only going to prevent stealing from one person, that being the first person who tries to nab it for themselves. So, if you need more, we're always willing to lend some, but I do beg of you not to abuse our kindness.
Thank you.
No punishments will come, just, that wouldn't be very nice for you to ask for like $1 billion.
It'd just be rude.
Very uncalled for. Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's one guy's episode. It takes like 5 minutes each, and then we gotta find you and give it to you. It's like an entire process.
Yeah.
We're not gonna hold it against you or anything. We'd get it. We'd kind of do the same. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. But
Huh?
You're shrinking. That's.
I'm okay. I need to kind of sits up a little bit. I'm good.
Nice.
Chester has just been periodically just reapplying and then recopying that bookmark for the sake of it, unless his epithet just is starting to ignore it, of course.
It's been working, but repeated use is starting to wear.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm good.
All right then. Well, is there? If you wish to open it now, I'll send you a briefing of what it says. It'd be a bit longer, but
Okay.
Do you open it now?
Yes, I think I would really quick. I just.
Okay.
Thing.
So,
I'll send you what it says real quickly. Brief summarization.
You can send me a better one later. Such. Oh, that's a funky thing.
Yeah, well, no, don't worry.
Yeah.
The letter reads, Inev dies.
Enev's head explodes. The end.
No one finds out the
Mm-hmm.
answer to this mystery.
Oh, that's
Again,
funky.
if you don't like the... Yeah, Again, if you don't like the condition, we can change it. But that's what it is. Because, you know, it's an important
I'll hang on to
and
this.
the people who want it are dangerous.
Thank you. I'll hang on to this. Enev kind of is doing okay, but at the same time is
As soon as like you touch it, like the golden energy, like it becomes like a golden energy and kind of just like vanishes. You feel like you can summon it when you need it, like for like physical proof. But you know, it's there. You have that. So.
Okay. Thank you. No,
You're welcome. Again, ask us if you need more. It's a one-time thing, but I will be seeing myself off.
Thank you.
He just nods to Inev and yeah.
Well, that is occurring. Is there anyone else that
yeah,
wants to do anything, or are we good to wrap up?
Just one more thing from Mata. He would just go over to these three and just say, well, you three, just to let you know, Enev's kind of having a melting situation. I bet that Cheshire guy has it handled, but, you know, figured I'd let you know.
Yeah, we're aware that he's melting. We've been helping him.
I was just... We know that, asshole. Everyone knows that Inev is melting.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Penny's head explodes, I guess. Never mind. But, yeah, but as soon as you guys are just like, yeah, we know, you kind of like turn around and then just Mata would, then you just see a periwinkle flash and then, you know.
Yeah, it just teleports out, yeah.
Yeah,
That's kind of a weirdo.
It's weird. I think I'm starting to get used to more and more weirdos the more I'm here.
Thinks about Robin.
So, is there anyone else that wishes to do any speaking with each other or whatnot, or can we do a final scene?
Austin, I would like to ask my question in chat. Am I wrong or right?
With April, I mean, it is stereotypical.
Yo, eat the peanut butter jelly man for your ice cream flavor. It's fine.
Yeah, you got it.
All right, sick. His dad's anything at 51.
Oh, I forgot that was a fucking mechanic she had.
Oh, you fucking metagaming assholes, I swear to God.
Now see, Ashley and Malagrano need to exchange ice cream flavor and phone numbers simultaneously.
I didn't guess Malagranos. That is all I got, by the way. Sorry.
So I think we're good now.
Yeah.
So let's end this off, yeah.
I imagine that a likelihood the trio would go and probably check on Inev after their latest guest is gone, and Enev's not there anymore.
Oh God.
Uh-oh.
That's a little bit funky. I'll just move Simone over for the you know.
Panic ensues. Panic ensues.
Yeah.
For the...
Madness.
And while in that time, someone has slipped through the wall, and is. I'm just going if I can press buttons successfully, but apparently not today. Pretty sure that's token layer. That is token layer. As Inev is over here, they're leaning against the wall.
Over where?
They're shift ping.
Okay, I see. Unrevealed as a note.
Hold up. Where now?
Over to the left.
To the left of Simone. Yep.
Oh, there. Okay, got it.
I was a fool and did not reveal properly.
It's okay.
But, it was over here. They're leaning up against the wall. They're not exactly looking the greatest, and after a second or two, they sigh almost defeatedly as their something wears off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, that, and kind of looks at the fruits in their hand. I guess the diabe's not working so well anymore. As
shit. All right.
And as their epithet seems to metaphorically cackle a little bit as it mutates a bit. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So okay, that went well. I got that done. I'm okay. I had a lot of people help me, and I got the word out. I don't know if I'm gonna be allowed to do any more database or anything. I kind of squashes against the wall. Okay, just gotta rest a little bit, get my health, my stamina back, and I'll go back in a second. And go to Senza. Do you want to do the thing, or is that gonna be later?
Senza, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
Zanza.
Zanza?
There's no sound though.
He's dead.
Yeah. Just green light, no sound.
Yeah.
He's.
Oh, it's being given. It's okay. Seconds are being given.
I'm glad
it's Hello?
Hi.
I was gonna say we're gonna have to do that as a short story sometime this week.
Okay.
I needed to draw stuff for it, and then my life didn't even let me get here on time. So, oops.
Fair. So, essentially, what would happen is after a few minutes of recovering through their various means, they would eventually slip back into their room and help the cleanup from there. And after everyone is closing down and everything, one very, very last thing. Two individuals come back to the stage.
Alright. It took fucking forever to find that guy. Where is everybody?
Oh my god.
That's
Building's
why
empty.
I'm not allowed to have peanut butter alone ever again. Where did everyone go?
Hey.
The building has been locked for hours. It's night.
Hey. Wasn't there a kid that wanted me to meet their mom or something? Wait. I don't. Okay.
Who turned out? There's just a curtain.
And that's where we're gonna leave off this.
Cool.
Downtime. Hooray!
Hell yeah. I was about to say, I'm gonna be so mad if Inev walks out the back of this building for 2 seconds and gets, like, fucking assassinated or something. I was gonna be so mad.
I wouldn't have
I mean,
been
you say
surprised.
that the short story is going to take place directly after this chronologically.
Oh, I see. Good.
So
Good.
don't
All right.
get
So
Listen, it's all good.
The
It's like
sniper is. Let me just. It's fine, guys. It's fine. Let me just.
it's all good. Florin will come out and be like,
fine.
haha,
The
all right,
sniper
monkey,
dot's already on
dance,
his
dance, and you know, like.
Dance. Give me the knife.
Don't worry, the sniper dot's right in their head. So yeah, that was a fancy downtime. I'm going to thank you all for being here. I am going to explode in a second from de-stressing. So, Austin, would you mind carrying us out?
Yes, I shall. So hey guys, if you're new around here and you enjoyed yourself and you want to know when, where, how, why, you can catch more of the stuff we're doing here, whether it be more downtimes, DBA itself for the context for said downtimes, or anything else, make sure to join our funky Discord server. Avoid donating. There it is. There's the link. And with that, thank you all for watching. It's fantastic being able to do this as we do it. And of course, thank you to all of my fellow friends here for being a part of this. And of course, big thank you to Poco and Zanza for setting this up in a way. So, yeah. There we go.